Not your genuine love, respect. I truly appreciate time to the genuine ones only. Protect your energy because not everybody's serving your time. Hey, what's going on? You ever had to reevaluate your thought process, but then reevaluating your thought process? You know how you one of them good supportive friends? Like you don't beat your friend down when they down or when they trying to find themselves. You're not one of those type of people. You try to uplift them. You one of them good friends. Too many of us don't have them. Friends, especially real genuine ones. It's the thought process for me. Save the fake for the back. Don't nobody want them. It's the thought process for me. You ever had to reevaluate your thought process with the reevaluating your thought process when you heard your friend say something that you had to let them know in the most healthiest way? Like, hey, friend, etc., etc. That's not correct. That's what friends do. We don't bring each other down. We don't kick each other with words. It be the thought process for me. The enemy steps in and shows you what a friendship looks like, and it's toxic. That ain't a friendship. No, it's not. Not betrayal. Deceiving somebody. No, it's not. It's the thought process for me. You ever been minding your business with the minding your business of your own thought process of your own business? You know, you ever have to come out your comfort zone and reevaluate your thought process? Your thought process, you working today? It's working. It's the thought process of me. You ever had a conversation, having a conversation amongst your friend? And they say they going out of town and whatever the case may be. You know, you so happy for friend. You so happy for friend. You real happy for friend. Because friend really need it. Friends really need to put their feet up and just kick back and relax. When you know, you know. When you're a real friend and you recognize the genuine real. That energy hit different. It do. And I say that respectfully. But you ever had to reevaluate your thought process and reevaluate your thought process and say to yourself is, I know I'm not bugging. I know I'm not bugging. I'm not bugging. So, hey, friend, where you going? You about to be gone for 2 weeks? Oh, you may be going somewhere. You going somewhere. They acknowledge they going out the country or whatever the case may be. They got a travel agency that hooked them up or whatever the case may be and all types of stuff. And it's the thought process of me. You got to be supportive towards your friend. Especially when they hit that moment of their time where they got to reevaluate their thought process. You got to be very supportive, friend. Don't be fake gaslighting yourself and saying that's your friend, ain't your friend, and that's really your enemy. You're weird. How people play people too close because they got malicious intentions. Anyway, that's besides the point. Yo, so you ask a friend what's going on with them going on, and they took them on some attempted agency or whatever, some travel agency that they had went to and purchased the tickets for their flight, and they got complimentary for this hotel, and they going to this hotel, you know, the price was right or whatever the case may be. That's where they messed up at. The price was right. It's the thought process for me. You know, once you start hearing somebody's story and it doesn't start to add up, you know, you don't want to be nosy with them being nosy, you know, because, you know, friend gonna tell you. So, you going for 2 weeks, right, friend? All right, friend. Have fun. Enjoy yourself now. Where you going again? They never mentioned it. Huh? No. Hey! You ever had to reevaluate your thought process when somebody said they going out of the country? You know, we don't call friends special, slow, retarded. We don't do that. No. We don't hurt friend to make friend feel bad. No, we don't want friend to go into depression. No. No. This fool gonna say, I'm going to Miami, Florida. Friend, that's an island within an island of an island. What part of an island, right? I understand where you're coming from, friend. Root on to you! Yeah, but friend, I got something to tell you. That's not out of the country! They may be out of your country if your mind state. I totally understand. Sometimes we gotta prepare ourselves for moments at the end of the day to make ourselves believe we're going somewhere we're not going. Just to feel comfortable. But then when they reevaluate the conversation, they like it's not. No, friend. I thought, but the temp agency, the traveling agency done told me otherwise. Where you found this crackhead at? It's the thought process for me. Well, you gotta reevaluate your thought process and say, nah, we not about to play my own face today. No, we not. We about to get to the bottom of this. Hey, friend, I don't mean to be in your business. Where's this place at that you went to go purchase these tickets and everything? You ever had to reevaluate your life and say, for friend, I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to pray for you. So they start to mention and telling you what they're telling you where they got the ticket from, whatever the case may be. So now you sitting there reevaluating your thought process as to how did someone book a flight, book hotels or reservations, and told you that you're leaving out of the country? That's why I had a problem with. And not only did you believe you was really going out the country, but the part when you said Miami, Florida, that's the part where you had to reevaluate your life and say to yourself is, you know what? Somebody just played in my face today. You know how people be so embarrassed or whatever the case may be amongst being embarrassed within themselves? And they don't want to tell too much information within trying to tell too much information at the end of the day. They just want to tell you exactly what's up. Sometimes we got to be really supportive towards our friend. It's not that our friend is slow. It's not that our friend's retarded. Our friend just don't know. We beat our friends down with words. So you say that's your friend? How so? It's the thought process of me. I can never sit here and call somebody my friend and doing sucker weird stuff like that. It be the thought process for me. How someone comes out their comfort zone and allow you into their inner peace. And you sit there and sneak diss them, disrespect them, abuse them, hurt them with words, because you got controlling issues. Oh, let alone you don't know how to be a friend. It be the thought process for me. You don't hurt your friend with words. You know, depression, anxiety, sleepless nights can affect somebody's mental state. It be the thought process for me. Because you sitting there laughing in friend's face at the end of the day. And the whole entire time, you don't even like friend. Come to find out at the end of the day, you was willing to put a knife right in the back of your friend's back. Because you have malicious intentions. It be the thought process for me. How people sit there and project negative energy on an innocent person. How that's supposed to be your friend, your so-called friend. You don't sit there and hurt them with words, beat them down. Because you can't understand yourself today. It be the thought process for me. Instead of saying to a friend at the end of the day, yeah, it was a joke within a joke, but at the same time, too, y'all both laugh within laughing. But at the same time, too, you got to pause and rewind yourself. They're human, too. Just because friend don't understand how to tie their shoe today, just because friend has to start all over when it comes to walking, you got to crawl before you walk. You don't kick your friend down when they trying to find themselves. You don't kick your friend down because they don't know something, like knowledge. It be the thought process for me. Why you sitting there pointing the finger, calling somebody slow, retarded. You learn something new every day. It be the thought process for me. That's the difference between them, they, you. How real and genuine and true you are to yourself. Not to hurt your friend with words. You know, when you a real one, the energy hit different. It's a flow within the flow of being a real one, showing up for your friend. Yeah, they may have misunderstanding days. Yeah. But at the same time, too, they trying to find themselves. Everybody was not given that book as to how to be an adult. Everybody wasn't given that book how to overcome pain. But it be the thought process for me. How you can take someone's pain and laugh at it. How you can take someone's pain and manipulate it. How you could take someone's pain and disrespect it. Wow, up close in person with a friend. That's not a friend. That's somebody that's not for you. It be the thought process for me. How you reevaluating your life right now, saying to yourself is, wow, I played in the wrong person's face today. When you come across a real one, you got to be mindful, genuine one of kind. Something that you don't come across not too often in this crazy world we live in. But it be the thought process for me. How someone allows you into their inner circle. It went from a joke to a joke. Now you disrespecting them with words to hurt. That's not a friend. It's one thing we're laughing amongst each other, but to disrespect friend in the process, like literally disrespect them, it'd be the thought process for me. Now you got a hand problem within a hand problem because you didn't like the way they answered you. You been had a hand problem. You was just waiting for the right time to put your hands on somebody. It'd be the thought process for me. How they be sitting there trying to line you up, but they waiting for the right time to size you up, psych you out your thought process, letting your freedom, your eyesight, and your pockets, because they got malicious intentions. You see how they quick to hurt you with those type of words, right? That's how they felt about you this whole entire time. They couldn't wait to say it to you. It'd be the thought process for me. How you come out your comfort zone, allowing somebody into your inner peace, and all they do is disrespect you. How can I be my transparent self if they're gonna go against me? How can I be my authentic self if they're gonna go against me? How can I be my authentic self if they're gonna disrespect me? When it's a one-sided situation, when it comes to respect, you gotta remove yourself, because at the end of the day, trauma starts to build up on top of trauma. You start to reevaluate your thought process and say to yourself is, I know I am worthy and I'm not deserving of someone disrespecting me, because that's not the type of energy that I put into the universe. It'd be the thought process for me. Make it make sense, ma'am, sir. Wow. How you come out your comfort zone to respect your neighbor, but your neighbor can't respect you. What a friendship. That wasn't a friendship. Neighbor pawing your way and getting your lame, and I say that respectfully. You know, it's really sad to see that people portray a label to somebody and they play them close for years. It's sad because this really happens in real life. People play somebody close for years, and the whole entire time, they never liked them. They always wanted to bring harm towards them. They was envious of them. They were jealous of them. They never had good intentions. And it's sad to see that you can sit here and express to somebody what you've been through in your childhood and what you overcame going into your adulthood from your childhood, so you can become your best self version of yourself, right? Some people get intimidated by that. Some people do get jealous about that, because they're trying to figure out how you're overriding within overriding yourself. Regardless to if you have misunderstanding days and you don't know certain things. But one thing about life, you learn something new every day. So when they so threatened by your energy at the end of the day that you can overcome certain pain in your life, and you start to celebrate yourself, regardless if you're going out of the country or not, you just celebrating you as you should. Every single day you're supposed to celebrate you. Because why? If anybody doesn't show you appreciation the genuine, authentic way, ain't nobody gonna show you that authentic love the way you show yourself love. And I say that respectfully, because this is life. Everybody's not for you, and that's okay. But then within the process of trying to show up at the end of the day, you know, you can stay in your own lane with your malicious intentions. It's called respect, neighbor. It's a two-way street. But you can't respect your neighbor at the end of the day. You need to stay in your own lane. And I say that respectfully. It's sad to see that a person can have malicious intentions, be envious, jealous over somebody's life at the end of the day. They don't have to have all the money in the world. They don't. They don't even have to have a roof over their head. And I say that respectfully. For somebody to feel threatened and intimidated by an innocent person who's just trying to show for themselves. You don't know what this person experienced within life to come to the point where they are today, to be at peace with themselves. It was not an easy walk. It wasn't. But somebody can be so threatened and intimidated by the fact that you can put you first. They need a group to be around, to entertain and make them feel good. Some people don't need that. Some people do. They need that stability for somebody, a companion, or somebody to be around them and all of that. Like, no, not everybody is like that. And I say that respectfully. But it be the thought process for me. How when you could genuinely acknowledge yourself, to acknowledge that you are a true, genuine friend, and the same energy that you dish out, that's the energy you want back. With no fake gas, like hurting anybody with malicious intentions. but just genuine shit and being real with yourself, not wearing a mask. That energy hit different when people not in tune with themselves. You know, when they a clout chaser, they looking for attention. They looking to talk about your business, the third-party conversations about you, of a description of their delusional mindset that's not you. It be the thought process for me. Nah, for real, it do. Like, come on. I don't understand that. Like, you play somebody close for so many years just to find out you never even liked them. What you around them for? I can't sit around somebody I do not like, and I don't care who you are. I'm not sitting around you, and I'm not debating about it, and that's just that. Like, make it make sense, ma'am, sir. How could you be around somebody for so many years? You don't like them, you're envious of them, you're jealous, and then you put on a show to the world at the end of the day that you so in tune with this person. That's your friend. And the whole entire time, you ready to put a knife in their back. Because at the end of the day, you ain't no real friend. You're not. You was never a real friend. With your malicious intentions, weird ass. And I say that respectfully. It'd be the thought process for me. Like, could you possibly just sit here and have a conversation with yourself, within yourself, and saying to yourself is, you know what? What just happened? What just happened? Did I just really experience this? Me coming out my comfort zone and allowing people to come into my comfort zone to disrespect me? I'm plotting on my own self. How? Because the company you keep. That's real. That's real. People have malicious intentions. You don't know what people's true intentions are. And because their energy is off with them being off within themselves. And they try to project negative energy in your mindset. And you're not realizing, because you're such a good person. You're such a good person that overlooks people's trauma and pain, because you don't look at their pain as, I'm going to sabotage you as a person. I'm going to hurt you with words as a person. I'm going to bring you down because you're down today. No. Real friends don't do that. Real friends do not do that. Real friends do not do that. They don't do that. Real friends show up for you when you least expect it. You ain't gotta call a friend and be like, I need you today. You don't have to do that. Friend is already on their way when you least expect it, because they're tuned into you, the authentic side of you, the real you. Good day, bad day, misunderstanding day, they got your back. They got your back. And they mean what they say. For somebody to go against you is not for you. It's only like putting the knife right in your own bag. And I say that respectfully. Just by entertaining somebody and and it's more so not even passing judgment on them, but you took the time to come out your comfort zone and allow someone in your inner peace just to stab your own self in the back. It's messed up. Because someone had malicious intentions. That it feels so uncomfortable, and it makes you feel like you can't trust people. Because this is a world that we live in today. It makes you feel like you cannot trust. How you can come out your comfort zone and be authentically yourself, or whatever the case may be, and be so supportive towards your friend. Days where you may not even have to help your friend. Or you just want to give your friend a word of encouragement. But you always knew how to show up, and you always made things happen. And because you made things happen, they are so threatened by the fact that how? If you don't have a job, if you homeless, how you making anything happen? You see how they questioning you at the end of the day? How they so concerned as to you becoming your best self vision of yourself. But you still knew how to be a friend regardless to what stormy day of the week it was. You knew how to show up for your friend. And because you knew how to show up for your friend, you didn't make excuses. Anybody else that comes into your life, they make excuses why they can't do something for you. Not all, but when you know, you know. Especially when you're one of those type of people that don't look for nothing in return. You don't look for nothing in return. Because why? You're a real friend. When you're a real friend, you don't look for nothing in return. Because why? Friend got your back. When the energy, when the energy actually meets equally, the energy hit different. It do. It hits different. It's not competition. It's all that toxic behavior. A real friend don't got time for that. They trying to elevate. They trying to do healthy moves out here in this world. It be the thought process of me. When the whole entire time you had a hater in disguise too close to you. It be the thought process for me. But when they reveal themselves, that mask comes off. It be the thought process for me. Oh, so when you was going to reveal yourself? Ma'am, sir, hello? Like, come on. It's but too long, they can hide. They can't hide the jealousy. They can't hide that you're doing better than them and they don't like it because you're elevating faster than them. They don't like it. Instead of them being supportive, regardless of what you experience, at the end of the day, they not willing to accept the fact that you a whole vibe and you real. Regardless of what trauma was indulged within you, from a child point of view, being sexually assaulted, dealing with toxic family members, it went into your adulthood, dysfunctional people, trauma on top of trauma, domestic violence, sickness, you put a name to your book. They don't understand how you overcame all of that. And you overcame the fact of them trying to bring you down with their words. Because it was supposed to make you feel unworthy of yourself. You see how when the enemy steps in, the enemy shows up in different people. And I say that respectfully. The enemy shows up in different people. And when the enemy shows up in different people, you got to be mindful at the end of the day. You got to really be mindful how you overjudge somebody. You do. You really do. And I say that respectfully. Because not everybody is for you. They mean what they say and they say what they mean, that they real with themselves to be true to you. And I say that respectfully. Next topic. You know, this is my favorite topic. This is my favorite topic. And why is this my favorite topic? Because when you know, you know. You know, not everybody is an addict. Not everybody has a substance abuse problem. And even if they did have a substance abuse problem and they understood the acknowledgement of themselves, to understand moving forward, I want better for myself. It's a difference between talking about I need help and actually meaning what you say and say what you mean and get the help. It's a difference. I believe so. Yeah, it's a difference. It's a big difference. Because somebody can come from a background, regardless to what culture you are, regardless to how long you've been on this earth, and I say that respectfully, whatever trauma you endured as a child, being sexually assaulted, manipulated, disrespected, psyched out your freedom, you know when you know, you know. And I say that respectfully. Trauma on top of trauma going into adulthood, dysfunctional family members, domestic violence, sicknesses, you put a name to your book. When you can understand the assignment at the end of the day, when you can look at your reflection of yourself, you went through trauma and pain, and it caused you to have a substance problem. Not only a substance problem, you was trying to escape the fact that the pain that lived inside you. You was trying to escape it. You didn't understand what was going on, what been going on, of the times that you do what you did, or you do what you do, because you haven't done the inner healing within inside of you, and because you haven't done the actual work within to become your best self vision of yourself, to actually be at peace with yourself, to understand what love is, to love yourself first. Because when traumas endure within us, regardless to who showed us trauma, and we brought trauma upon ourselves, what happens is, as we move forward with life, as we try to, the pain from the trauma, the person that we last saw that brought that trauma to us, allowed us to feel like we wasn't worthy of ourselves. And self-medicating yourself will allow you to feel like, you know what, I'm not worthy to show for myself. And you become your worst enemy. And because you become your worst enemy, you don't know how to move forward. So you become an addict within an addict of dealing with substances. They'd rather beat you down with words, hurt you with words, than uplift you. You don't know what somebody just went through, what they just experienced, what they experienced. A child being sexually assaulted. Children being taken from their homes. Children being manipulated. Children looking for love in all the wrong places. Because they don't know what love is. They never got that love. Child being disrespected. You know, when a child doesn't see somebody showing them love, they start to not just look for it in all the wrong places, but it's an escape from escape, trying to find themselves. And as they trying to escape themselves, they start to attract toxic behavior. And it goes into their adulthood. And there's so much trauma on top of trauma that was endured within this person from a child point of view at an early age. And it was overlooked. Maybe folks were were addicts themselves. Or they didn't know how to be parents. Because it happens. They don't know. Some people don't know how to be parents. Some people don't. Some people, it comes naturally to them. And some people just aren't fit to be parents. And some people just don't, just don't know. But then you do have the good parents out here. See? It's sad to see that a household, an environment can make someone become an addict. It's true. Yeah. Because they don't want to deal with their life problems. Who said healing was cool? Facing your own music is uncomfortable for a lot of people because they don't know how to be real with themselves. They can fake gaslight you all day long, preach about it all day long. But it takes a genuine soul to understand that, listen, when you go within, you gotta show up for you. Because ain't nobody gonna show up for you like you. For real. Trauma endured within you at a child point of view. Ain't no child should be walking this earth being depressed, dealing with anxiety, dealing with the fact that nobody loves them. In a child's point of view, no child should ever have to deal with that. No child. No child should ever have to deal with going hungry. No child. And I say that respectfully. Or some children at a young age too, they become sick. They become sick at an early age. No disrespect. Because they were born with certain things. I'm not going to get on too many topics with that, but they were born with a carrier for something. And it caused them to become depressed at a young age. And that's when the substance problems became. hanging around the wrong people. And not just hanging around the wrong people, you hanging around the wrong people. Because as time progresses, as you reevaluate your thought process, you analyzing stuff, those people weren't for you. No friend, no family member, or someone who cares about you is not going to snip something into your drink. It's not going to lace your substance. And I say that respectfully. That's not love and that's not respect. If that's what they say it is, you shouldn't want no parts of it. This is what happens. How people be so spaced out and far gone from a young point of age. And you trying to figure out what happened to them, what happened to them, what happened to them. They was just good 2 years ago. They went around that one person that took their vulnerability because they're a sweet, genuine, kind person. And they took advantage of them. Because that person thought they was able to trust this person that they met. They was able to express what they've been through in their life because they finally found somebody they thought that understood them, and the whole entire time they never had good intentions. You know, when you show somebody that you're kind, they look at you like you're slow, retarded, or dumb, or you're gullible. It be the thought process for me, like, how did you skip all of that? Oh, I get it. Because you're evil. You're real life evil. That's how you move. You're evil. And you take advantage of people and a vulnerability when they can't see for themselves. Those are the type of people that you need to stay away from. The people that prey on people with vulnerability. You can express to somebody, I don't deal with my folks. You can express to somebody something just tragically just happened into your life. You can express to somebody that you're not in a relationship. You can express so many things to somebody about your childhood and all of that. And the whole entire time, they against you. They've been against you this whole entire time. They've been against you. And it's sad. It's so sad. It's so sad. Somebody could get up today, or whatever the case may be. Go get a little hit or something. Won't ever be the same again. They would take that stuff that was for the hit and put in somebody weed. Try to psych them out their thought process. Wow. A real friend don't do that. A real friend be like, whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on. I don't do that. But I gotta tell you something. Because I know you don't do that. But they do that. And I don't know what's in that weed that they got going on over there. But that ain't for you. It happens like that. People will sit there and psych you out your own thought process. It's sad. It's so sad. How you come out your comfort zone to acknowledge somebody, to look for good people, to come across good, genuine people. Just because you're a good person, that don't mean the next person's a good person. And that's the unfortunate side. That's the sad part. Because a person with a good heart, a good spirit, they'll be the first people to get played with, like somebody's ready to play in their face. And it's unfortunate it has to be like that. And this is where the change needs to come in. With society today, it really does need to change. And I say that respectfully, it does. It should be no reason why the enemy stepped in for too long and allowed people to believe that this was okay. But this is what the enemy wanted to happen anyway, because the enemy doesn't have to do their job. They already got somebody doing their job for them. You see how that works? It's sad. It's so sad. And just because you don't understand somebody's walk of life, You don't hurt them. Just because you see somebody elevating and coming out their comfort zone to have conversations with people, whatever the case may be, and they actually selected you, you don't hurt them. You don't. You don't hurt them. It's sad to see that this happens a little bit too more often than it's supposed to. And it's not really being spoken upon like that to the individuals that is allowing this to happen. To the individuals that sit here and play people close. They sit here and play people close. And their intentions is not good. At all. Their intentions is not good. It's so sad that we have to actually live in this world and knowing that this is happening, knowing that there is another generation coming up behind us, and like, how we gonna make it make sense at the end of the day? Because it will be a good big group full of people who will fall into a trap of somebody trying to psych them out their eyesight, their thought process, let alone their freedom or their pocket. And it's sad to see this is how things happen when people come up missing and all types of stuff. It's sad. All because somebody played you close. And their intentions was never good. They'll sit there, smile with you, laugh with you, and you thinking you're safe. You're thinking you're comfortable. And the whole entire time, they have malicious intentions towards you. And it's sad that some cases, a lot of people don't have family. They don't. They don't have that genuine support team to actually acknowledge them, to be like, you know what? Let me pick up the phone today and check on you. Ain't nobody checking for that person. And because nobody's checking for that person, that gives somebody more access to bring harm towards you too. Be very surprised. It's sad. It's so sad. It's really sad, and it really needs to stop. Like, it really needs to stop. But always remember, God sees everything. God sees everything. God sees everything. And I say that respectfully. God sees everything. You know, I'm gonna say this. Just because somebody can overcome their pain, overcome the trauma that was endured within them, and they stand before themselves today and they mean what they say, and that they're real with themselves, to understand the awareness within them. Because you have to have self-awareness to understand the tools that God installed within us. Like, you know, self-awareness, self-respect, self-peace, self-control, self-discipline, self-confidence, self-care, self-value, self-worth, self-love, healthy boundaries, and healthy balance, so you can show to become your best self vision of yourself. They're not going to understand the assignment within the assignment. You don't want to be stuck forever because of somebody else's mindset that was being projected on you. For you to stop your growth from elevating, because that was never part of God's plan. I say that respectfully. So when they don't understand that the trauma that was endured within you, from a child point of view going into your adulthood, all these obstacles that you overcame with God on your side, all these obstacles you overcame, and you understood the assignment at the end of the day, it wasn't easy. It wasn't. But you still know how to respect your neighbor. Good day, bad day, misunderstanding day, you still know how to respect your neighbor. You still know how to respect your neighbor. And some people don't like the fact that people are in tune with you because of who you are, how you overcame all the trauma and the pain within. How is that possible? If I can't do it, You think you better than somebody. Like, all the negative energy. Like, instead of you asking somebody how they did something, or can you give me a few pointers as to how can I move forward to become my best self vision? Because at the end of the day, not only are you making this look easy, but you actually admire me to become my best self vision of myself. And I respect you for your growth. You know, that's what real neighbors do. Motivate each other. Uplift each other. Not go against each other. That's the problem with society today. People are so quick to point the finger. Point the finger all day long. Point the finger all day long at neighbor. Especially when neighbor don't have malicious intentions to bring harm towards themselves and others around them. They just know how to respect their neighbor. And because they know how to respect their neighbor don't know how to respect them. And it's like that sometimes. Some people will feel intimidated, threatened by the fact that if I can't do the inner healing within, and I don't know how to, I just want to hurt you with words. I just want to bring harm towards you. I got malicious intentions towards you. I don't like you. You think you're better than somebody. All types of this. Like, all the hatery. The hatery, the jealousy, for no reason. For no reason. For no reason. You know, somebody can pick up a drink today. Maybe 3 months later, they reevaluate their thought process and say, you know what? I want better. I want better. I don't want to be able to rely on a substance. I don't want to be able to rely on a substance to make me feel good about myself. To remove the pain, that the pain is still going to always be the same. There. The energy hit different. And I say that respectfully. When they don't understand that what it takes to overcome the pain, the trauma, the manipulation, the brainwash, they don't understand it's not easy. It's not. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. It's not easy. And because it's not easy, they rather hurt you. And you know it's not easy. That's the sad part about it. They don't understand that when you start your healing process, how to maintain it. Because you really got to maintain it. Because you heal every single day. You outgrow. You grow every single day, especially when you want to choose you. Because when it starts with healing, it starts with you. You can't have one foot in one door, one foot in the other door, wearing a mask, fake gaslighting yourself, and acting like at the end of the day you so in tune with yourself and the whole entire time. You ain't even on your own timing. Meaning what you say, that you genuinely and truly heal. With change comes growth. With growth comes true self-awareness. And choosing your best self-vision of yourself to grow. You can grow and become your best self-vision of yourself without the substance. Especially the drinking. Because that's the main one, is the drinking. And all those other hardcore drugs that is not good for your brain cells. Regardless to what trauma was endured within you. From a child point of view, going into your adulthood, you can become your best self-vision of yourself when you least expect it. But it's you willing to choose the person in the mirror of the reflection when you stand in front of it. And I say that respectfully. You got to be willing to choose it. Because if you don't choose the reflection of the mirror before yourself, nobody's going to choose you but you. And you come first. You come first. So looking for an escape, looking for certain people to be supportive towards you, looking for love in all the wrong places, you gotta choose you. You are the gift to yourself. You are. Because God chose you for another day, and you are the miracle. But you gotta see it though. You gotta truly see it. If you don't see it, you ain't gonna know. You're not. It's gonna be like walking blindsided. You can't see what's in front of you. Like you're walking blindsided. You don't know which way to turn. You don't know what's going on. You're following directions within directions, but you don't got the directions. Walking blindsided. But you can outgrow the fact that whatever trauma was endured within you from a child point of view going into adulthood, you can overcome it. You can. You surely can. Yes, you can. And I truly believe it. Like, I truly believe it. I'm a believer. I understood the assignment. God's assignment. I stand before myself, and I'm telling my neighbor that they can overcome the pain, the trauma, the abuse, them overlooking you, allowing you to feel like you wasn't worthy of yourself. When you start to reevaluate your thought process and say, you know what? I am worthy of myself. I do matter. You know what? They said that they said that you a loser. They said that you slow, stupid, retarded, and all types of stuff. That's their projection. That's their projection on you, not your projection on yourself. Because you know what happens sometimes in life? We start to become our worst enemy and start to believe the things that we hear from other people. And I say that respectfully. We start to believe the things we hear from other folks. We start to believe that we slow, retarded, stupid, all types of stuff. People start to really believe it because they hear it so much. And that's where the brainwashing starts to take play within your mindset. When you know. The energy hit different. But you can. You can. You can. This journey has not been easy. It has not. But understanding having faith is real. Understanding having faith is real. And it's been a beautiful walk this far. And I can't wait till the progress actually continues. And like I always say at the end of the day, like to the genuine ones only, like we're on this journey together. We're on this journey together to better days ahead because there are better days ahead. And I say that respectfully. It's going to be one day at a time, though. You got to be patient. We can't rush a process that rushing to go somewhere at the end of the day, it's not going to be a destination. That's like rushing to heal yourself. It's not going to make sense as to what direction you're going now. Because what happens is you start to overanalyze yourself. You start to beat yourself up with words to find yourself. Because you're rushing a process and not realizing at the end of the day, you're not really healing because of the fact that you have triggers within triggers of showing up for yourself now. And you're like, wait, hold on. I thought I took care of that. Later then. You thought you did. But you didn't do the inner work when it came to healing. You didn't do it. Because you wasn't mentally ready yet. You saw a trend going on within the trend. But it's not your trend. Because it's not your timing. Because you wasn't willing to choose you. You was willing to choose a trend. That's the problem with people today. Following behind the trend. Follower, follower. And then you following behind somebody at the end of the day. And you're not doing the right inner work. And then you sit there and be a hate in disguise. Trying to size somebody up, line them up, so they throw past their freedom at the end of the day. Because you don't like the fact that neighbor is becoming a best self vision of themselves. Like, wait, what? I just came out of my comfort zone to acknowledge you, and this is how I'm being treated. Oh, I get it. You followed a trend that you wasn't genuinely part of at the end of the day, so now you mad at me because you was fake gaslighting yourself. It makes sense. It be the thought process of me. Like, it really do. People play too much. And then when you speak up for yourself, you're wrong. They quick to call you slow, stupid, retarded. Discredit your character, but that you're truly not because they got malicious intentions. And they want to control the narrative as to who you are. Sad. It's so sad that this happens in society. It's so sad. It's so sad. Down to people being in relationships, associates, family. It's sad. How you trying to become your best self vision of yourself, and you dealt with trauma from a child point of view, going to see adulthood, and you just want the right people around you. But you're not in tune with yourself. It's not gonna make sense. That's why everybody's not for you. Especially the ones that's trying to go against you. Because the ones that's going against you at the end of the day, they got malicious intentions. So why would I want to be around somebody who got malicious intentions? It's not gonna make sense. Why would I sit there and hurt myself even more down the line? Because somebody has malicious intentions and they can't understand at the end of the day that they don't control nobody but themselves. That's the problem with society today. It's sad. It's so sad. It doesn't take for you to have a training skill in a certain background and college degrees and all of that to have common sense. To know at the end of the day, like, wow, it's how you're supposed to treat a person. But you got a lot of people out here that don't have a heart. That's the problem with society today. And that's why you gotta really be mindful to protect your energy. You know how many situations within situations that transpired amongst folks, families, and friends, and you reevaluating your thought process and saying to yourself is this really happening right now? What's going on? Am I watching? Is my eyes playing tricks on me, or am I seeing what I'm seeing right now? How families portray you, deceive you, all types of toxic behavior, down to associates. Like, you had these folks around you all this time, and these are the same people that was trying to bring harm towards you. Nah, you got me bent out of shape. No. Who wants friends? What? Nah. Especially not them type of folks. Because you know what happens in life? People will sit here and project a mindset as a description as to who you not, right? And will go back to their third-party conversations and tell people about who you not. And they don't even have the facts even right. And the whole entire time they was plotting against you. This is what happens in society today. It's been happening for a very long time. How people will really sit here and psych somebody out their thought process. Like, ma'am, sir, make it make sense. It's like the system failed us. The system failed us. They did. The system failed us. Let's be real. The system failed us. It should be no reason why we dealing with more trauma than we're supposed to be dealing with. But this is what happens when the enemy steps in. To allow you to feel like it's the norm to do these toxic behaviors. And sometimes, like, if you're trying to defend yourself and somebody trying to bring harm to you, they getting out the next day. It'd be the thought process for me. Just for them to return right back. Because they play in the wrong person's face today. It'd be the thought process for me. How you can sit here and project negative energy on a person's mindset. Have malicious intentions. Play them close like you so in tune with them. The whole entire time you're trying to fake gaslight them. But the whole entire time they know who you truly are. It'd be the thought process of me. Coming out your comfort zone, they want to play in the right person's face. It'd be the thought process for me. You know that energy hit different? When you don't gotta physically put hands on somebody. You don't have to physically put hands on somebody to prove a point sometimes. Just be yourself. And they ain't gonna like you anyway. Because they have malicious intentions. It'd be the thought process for me. Why they so intimidated and threatened by your energy? They're like, why you not trying to fight me with words? Why you not trying to physically fight me? allowing you allow me to come out of character at the end of the day. It's never part of God's plan. You see how when the enemy becomes their own worst enemy, you gotta reevaluate your thought process and stay in your own lane, respectfully. It's the mindset for me. It really is. It's the mindset for me. And another thing too, that's like this is people. Just because you do a substance, don't mean everybody else do it. And I say that respectfully. Just because you do a substance, don't mean everybody else does what you do. So when you say certain words and say plural, when it comes to certain topics at the end of the day, you gotta be mindful because not everybody is like you. And it's okay. And it's okay. It may be a majority of people who do it, but not everybody's on that timing when it comes to substances. So don't sit here and try to force somebody to take something because you have malicious intentions. It's disgusting. Sitting here asking a person multiple times if they drink, if they do this, if they do that. Reverse psychology, different format, the way you're saying it. Like, who are you? Who sent you? It be the thought process of me. How they would sit here and play you close. Just to try to psychological thought process. Not everybody's on these substances. Not everybody's on them. Not everybody's an addict. Not everybody is. And that's okay. But not everybody's like that. And we gotta respect our neighbor. Sitting here judging a book by its cover, you only playing in your own face, and I say that respectfully. I could just look at you right now and say, oh, well, I'm going to assume that you love to smoke weed. But to reevaluate your thought process, you don't even smoke at all. You don't smoke cigarettes, nothing. You probably may drink occasionally or something, but you don't at all. It be the thought process for me. How when someone sees that they don't know you and they try to project a mindset on you from their delusional mindset to paint a picture to who you truly not, that's a problem. That is a problem. Remember, never judge a book by its cover. For real, like, come on. It's like saying you go out to a restaurant, right? This happens all the time. If I'm lying, I'm flying. You go to a restaurant. You got 8 people at the table, right? One person does not drink. Everybody else orders drinks but that one person. The one person acknowledges, hey, I don't drink. But the waitress still acknowledges the fact that, hey, I'm still going to ask you. It be the thought process of me. Ma'am, sir, did you not hear what I just said? You see how that happens? Never judge a book by its cover. Just because you see everybody amongst this group that drink, don't mean everybody drinks. And to acknowledge the fact that you don't drink at the end of the day, and someone still overlooked the fact that you already acknowledged it, and you probably was the first person to even say something out your mouth, that's a problem within a problem. When an enemy's standing right in front of you, you least expect it. Testing your gangster. You know, they say, how can you be around people who have substance abuse problems and you don't at all? Because I can respect my neighbor. My neighbor may not understand themselves today, but I can respect my neighbor. I can respect my neighbor without having malicious intentions and bringing harm towards myself or my neighbor, but I can uplift my neighbor during these moments of their life, during their journey, to let them know that, hey, just because you're experiencing this moment right now, you saying that you want growth, you want change at the end of the day, I got your back, I'm here. That's what real steps in. It's the difference between real and fake. Instead of going against your people, you're supposed to be for your people. And I say that respectfully. It's a thought process for me. Huh! It's been about that time. But, you know, don't get discouraged. Especially if you're dealing with a substance problem today and you was overlooked, you was abandoned, you was manipulated, you was disrespected, your folks done gave up on you, or, you know, you done been through some stuff in your life, and it allows you to have a substance problem at the end of the day. Like, I just want you to know that you're not alone. And not only that you're not alone, not everybody is for you when it comes to help. They're not. Because if they were for you, it wouldn't be no reason why you keep repeating the same thing over and over again. I say that respectfully. I do. I have worked with numerous people in my time. Numerous people. And I say this to say this. These folks have experienced moments of their lives where they went to therapists, they went to psychologists and stuff like that, and they went to rehabs and all types of stuff, and these places were not for them. Not everything is for everybody. Not everybody is mentally strong for certain things, certain conversations, and I say that respectfully. So to know at the end of the day that certain people don't touch base on certain topics either, it misses out the point of the fact that somebody trying to show up for themselves. How can you possibly help somebody fix a substance problem if you feeding it to them? How are they supposed to overcome this addiction if you feeding something to them? Is that going to make sense? No. Giving somebody a prescription at the end of the day, like, that's telling them, I gotta rely on this. I don't want to rely on a substance that you're trying to give me at the end of the day, and I need it in the long run. What I need in the long run is myself, to be healthy. Hello? Or if not that, what happens is these people go into these environments, and these people are not educated well in certain areas. No disrespect. Because you could be sitting down with a person for a whole 2 hours and they feel like nothing was accomplished. They're leaving their destination to go do what they do best. Mind their business and get they go on. When you know, you know. You know, so, and then people want to understand why you keep ending up back in them situations, why you keep ending back up in them situations, and they say to themselves is, they don't know. And the people asking them, then you just go to rehab, then you just go see a doctor, and they saying, yeah. A lot of people say, these folks wasn't for me. You putting me in an environment where I'm not supposed to be. Making me feel like I'm institutionalizing myself. I feel like I'm in a cell, with nowhere to turn. And I'm trying to be my authentic self, but it's hard for me to be my authentic self when I feel like the person that I'm talking to is against me. They're just going to use my words to go against me. If it's not today, it's in the future. Because this is what happens in life. They take your words and go against you. They'll use your words in life situations when you least expect it, and you're reevaluating your thought process and saying to yourself is, wait, hold on. So you mean to tell me I came out of my comfort zone thinking I'm going to go get help, and they're using this against me in court? They're using this against me in my day-to-day life. How can I show up for myself when they trying to just kick me down? It's difficult. It becomes difficult to show up for yourself. So then you feel like, you know what, who do I really confide in? If the place where I'm going to go get the help from the rehab is not helping me, and it's only allowing me to go back to rehab, rehab ain't for me. You need a spot that's truly for you, a genuine rehab, a good one. Someone's gonna understand you. Not just understand you, but understand you. People could talk all day long, but when you come across the one who's truly for you, they bring out a side of you when you least expect it. It's just something that nobody else can do but this one person. Once you come across them. Like I came across all these other people in my time, but then when you came into my life, an angel sent from God. Wow. You're at peace with yourself, the healthy way. You're not hurting yourself with words. You're loving yourself. You understanding the tools that God installed within you so you can become your best self vision of yourself. You're understanding the assignment within assignment to show up for yourself. Days when you couldn't see for yourself. But then when the right person comes into your life, I mean genuinely the right person, that actually truly understands you. The energy hit different. You know, it's hard to come across authentic, organic people. Like it's really hard. Like it's really hard to come across these type of people that can just be themselves in a healthy way. What happened to originality? Like it's like people just don't know how to be themselves. They don't. And it's like a person expressing themselves to another individual at the end of the day that overlooks them. A person will truly feel that their words don't mean nothing, so they just be quiet. They don't say nothing at all. Why am I going to speak if I'm going to be overlooked? It happens in life. Like you could be sitting down with a therapist or whatever the case may be, right? For an hour. And all you do is just waste car fare, gas fare, just going to this person. Just for them to play the staring contest with you. Yo, it be the thought process for me. If it's not the staring contest, it's them telling their life problems. If it's not them telling their life problems, it's them trying to manipulate your character. The reverse psychology, asking you 21 questions in different formats. It be the thought process for me. It really do. And people don't understand at the end of the day, like, when you need help, you need the right help. And I say that respectfully. You need the right help, the right support. All support ain't good support. It's not. Somebody doing it for the money, they ain't for you. I don't care what nobody say. Somebody doing it for the money, they're not for you. Someone that does it from the heart is going to show you at the end of the day what real looks like up close in person. And they gonna mean what they say. They gonna mean it. And you would never forget that person ever again in your life. Why? Because they showed you the best self vision of yourself. And that's a beautiful gift within itself. That's a gift from God. That's a gift from God. That's a gift from God. The energy is different. And I say that respectfully. You know, it's not easy. It's not easy overcoming substance abuse. It's not easy. It's not easy. Got the cravings, and especially if you've been on it for so long. The things that I've seen in my time, I just be like, whoa. God got me. God got me. You know, and you can't, what I realized too, with people, and I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be mad real. I don't want to give too much of my tea. I'm away. I'm gonna just say, with life, what people fail to realize is you can't treat everybody the same when it comes to being authentic and genuine. because everybody's not the same. Everybody's not the same. They're not. So the format that somebody may be using on one person at the end of the day, it's not going to work on the next person, because everybody deals with things differently. And I say that respectfully. And that's what the problem of society today. Change needs to come. It does, in a healthy way. To get people from, God, my bad. Get people from being addicts. Get people from stopping the society method as to the toxic behavior that the enemy that the enemy stepped in and allowed you to believe was the norm. It has to change. It does. Because it's what's happening in society today, and it's been happening for a long time. People just been psyching themselves out their own freedom because they feel hopeless. Being hopeless is like, wow, like, it's just a body that's moving on this earth. Like, it's here, but it's not here. That makes sense. And we want people to be here. Not just here, but here. We want our neighbors to know that they're loved. We want our neighbors to know that we can all elevate together. That energy hit different. It do. It really do. You know, a person that's one-sided, a person that is ignorant, a person that doesn't have common sense wouldn't agree, because they don't want better for themselves. To understand yourself is to want better for yourself. To understand is to acknowledge yourself in a healthy way. To understand is to love yourself. To understand yourself is to respect yourself. To understand yourself is to have the self-confidence within yourself. You know, that energy hit different, because you do matter. You do. Yeah, they overlooked you. Yeah, they did. God saw all the private conversations within the private conversations they was having about you. Oh, that was another thing too. What I think is very disrespectful is to know that someone that is dealing with an addiction and they're addict or whatever the case may be, or substance problems and stuff like that, right? For them to go get help and for them to be disrespected, I think that's a problem. I think that's a problem. How you at a job site? It's supposed to be a job. How you at a job site that you signed up for, but you only here for the money? When you do it for the money, it ain't true. It ain't genuine. You're doing it for all the wrong reasons. So you're not going to be compassionate. You're not going to be into something that you're only doing it for the money to pay your bills. You're not doing it because you want to do it. When you first went in there, your mindset was to do it to help the people, or whatever the case may be. But the whole entire time is like, dang, after that first month done went by, you like, nah, I'm just doing this for the check. F these folks. And because you said F these folks, you allow that to reflect your thought process and literally show them folks how you truly feel as to what you said. And I think that's disgusting. It's disgusting. How is somebody supposed to come out their comfort zone and go to somewhere where they need to get the help? And you want to say, oh, well, I didn't call you to come here. You came here yourself. All because someone asked a question. They wasn't rude, disrespectful. They just asked a question. Everybody's not meant to be in certain job positions at the end of the day. They're not. Because they do it for all the wrong reasons. And not everybody has common sense to respect their neighbor, because they don't respect themselves. It's disgusting. It's so disgusting. It really is. And it really needs to stop. It does. It really does. Like I said, God saw everything. And God sees everything. It's the thought process for me. How do you get out of your bed every single day to go to a job site? That's not your job. You're not the CEO of your establishment. No, you're not. But you're clocking into somebody else's clock. And you sit down You're supposed to be representing somebody, establishment. You representing somebody's establishment to disrespect their consumers. I have a problem with that. I do. Because no man, no woman, no child should go into an environment because they have a substance problem. They have an addiction problem at the end of the day. And they're being judged at the door. I have a big problem with that. Do you not know where you at, fool? A place where they supposed to help you and they're licensed to be in these places. This is why I said at the end of the day, these folks is crazy. You don't gotta have a degree to have common sense. Like, it just doesn't make sense. You got a degree to be in a facility to help other people. Because you have to, they say you're supposed to have all these qualifications when you're generally supposed to have common sense. Real talk. You got all these qualifications, certificates for this, certificate for that. Customer service certificate. But you got a customer service certificate. You don't even know how to treat the people. That certificate don't mean nothing at the end of the day. And what makes it more sad, it's knowing that that innocent person who got disrespected, they get disrespected even more. When the manipulator becomes the victim, the person who antagonized the situation, to make the consumer feel unworthy of themselves. And this is how things happen. This is how authorities get called. Because of a mindset on somebody else's that don't want to show for their job. They want to sit there and abuse the system because of the facility they're in. Saying that they're aggressive, saying they're trying to fight you, lying on them. I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that. And you should too. Because you shouldn't want your neighbor to go to an environment where they're supposed to be getting help and now they need help. How does that work? How does your neighbor go to get help and now they need help? They're going to seek help. Now they need the help for somebody to defend them against an organization at the end of the day. That's supposed to be helping the community. But the community is trying to show for themselves, but these folks is going against the community. To show them that they're not worthy of themselves. To show them, oh, you're going to be back here anyway. Regardless, they're going to be back here 100 times. You still show that person respect. It's a two-way street. And I say that respectfully. It's the thought process for me. It's disgusting. It truly is disgusting. It doesn't make any sense. How somebody wants to change their life. They want to change their life. They want to. They're crying out for help. They're crying out for help. They're crying out for help so bad. The people that's supposed to help them is overlooking them. That's within the community. It's sad that when they're against the community. It's sad. It surely is sad. It should be no reason why you go to these type of facilities or doctor's offices, you put a name to your book, and you're being mistreated. You're being disrespected. And then they want to sit here and play the victim card. Like, y'all want to antagonize the situation now? Come on now, make it make sense. Why? Because you think that person is slow, stupid, retarded? Oh, I get it. They're only one person, and it's probably like 15, 20 of y'all. However much it is, at the end of the day. Against one person, yeah, I get it. That person is not going to win, so they think. It'd be the thought process of me. When you come across the right one. Checkmate. When they realize their thought process and say to themselves, you're very smart, you very educational. Oh, you didn't say, but you just made me feel like I wasn't worthy of myself. You just made me feel like I needed to give up today. It's a thought process for me. How they would really make you feel like that. That you trying to fight for your life. And they trying to psych you out your thought process for your life. So you can question yourself. Am I worthy of myself to change my life? Am I worthy of myself to even be here today? And you start to beat yourself up with your own words. How? Like, because of a projection on someone else's mindset being put on you. You know, it doesn't matter what culture you are. And I say that respectfully. It does not matter what culture you are. It don't. And I say that respectfully. Don't matter about what culture you are. It don't matter about your sexual orientation. Or your age. Because it's the problem today. What I saw in my time, it really didn't matter about what culture you was. Because everybody in the room was a different culture when it dealt with a substance problem. You're an addict, you're an addict. But being an addict, you gotta be real with yourself. You do. You gotta be real with yourself. And these people that I came across in my time, may God forgive them and may God be with them and bless their hearts. And they hope that one day they find themselves and find peace within themselves. Because they need a whole lot of forgiving. They do. They hurt people. They it be all types of toxic behavior within toxic behavior, them trying to show up for themselves. Because when you're not aware of yourself and you're doing substances, you hurt the ones around you. You do. You hurt the ones around you. You do. But it takes a real soul to know at the end of the day, someone with a heart, to not give up on you. That's the difference. Yeah, I got my own life problems at the end of the day, but I can still be here to support you in a healthy way, not go against you. You know, not everybody was built to have those type of shoes to fulfill when a family member has, substance problems and stuff like that. Not everybody was built for that life because it becomes too overwhelming. It becomes too overwhelming. And when you want better for your family, at the end of the day, you just want better for your family right there and then. But it doesn't work like that. It don't. It does not. It don't. God is good. God is so good. God is so good. Being patient with your process when it comes to having these addictions and stuff like that, you really have to understand a lot of people are not aware of themselves when it even comes to these addictions. They so far gone that it's the norm. It's the norm of their norm. They come into situations where they're in abusive relationships. Those be the ones that you be like, wow. Those be the tough ones. I'm not even gonna front. Those really do. The toxic relationship ones. Woo. And it's sad to see that, to anybody that's listening to me, when you introduce yourself to somebody, and I say this respectfully, be mindful who you're talking to. Be very mindful who you're talking to. You could be dating a crackhead the whole entire time not knowing it. You could be dating somebody that's on this substance, this blues, this substance, that substance, this substance, that substance, and you don't even know who you're talking to. And as time is progressing, not all, but some people start to get addicted to what that person is doing. They do. And now they both bent out of shape because someone introduced them to this gateway drug. It happens sometimes. And unfortunately, it happens like that. It was just one situation I saw. It broke my heart to pieces because I never knew this can probably exist. But then when you reevaluate your thought process, anything is possible. But unfortunately, this wasn't something that you would expect to happen. I got permission to talk about this. It was just one young lady. She came for help. Young, very young. Not an adult yet, but very young. Not gonna say age, but very young. And the person that gave her the substance was a lot much older than her. Imagine a heartbreak within a heartbreak of just being a neighbor, just watching your neighbor just going through this. It's heartbreaking because someone so the age gap of a gap. What do you doing with somebody this age? What are you doing with somebody this age? It should be no reason why you feeding somebody poison at the end of the day. And I say that respectfully. The person trying to get help, right? And they can't get the help that they need. Because they're so concerned about what this person is doing outside in the streets. The same person that led them to reevaluating their thought process of themselves. And they don't understand that this situation was probably for you to get the help that you needed. But they wasn't ready for change. Not everybody's ready for that mindset. And when it happens so early on, you be so far gone, not only with the drug, but you addicted to somebody who don't mean well. I can't sit here and date somebody, be in a relationship with somebody at the end of the day, and feed them this poison. I can't. Not everybody's the same though. And that's okay. But what needs to change is the fact that this being the norm. This is not the norm. It's not. Not even a little bit. Because at the end of the day, it's reevaluating your thought process. That could be your sister, your brother, your mother, your father, anybody. And someone sitting there coming into somebody's life at the end of the day, and your folks never did no substance a day in their life until they came across this one fool. And you saying to yourself is, what am I watching within my eyes? Is this really happening right now? Yep. The power of somebody coming into your life. How can it could affect you, or it will allow you to become your best self vision of yourself. Either one of the two. It will affect you in the most toxic ways. Sad that this really happens in society. That people do come across folks and they're not aware, or they may be aware that these people do substances and stuff like that, or whatever the case may be. But then they fall into the trap as to they become their worst enemy. They do. You know, and sometimes behind these substances, it's problems within problems. There is. So, you know, when you're in a relationship, fighting is not the key. No, it's not. Having a hand problem, no, that's not the problem. It's not the key. It's not the root of the problem. It's not. Coming out of your comfort zone and acknowledging that you're allowing someone to value your time and come into your life. They understood your pain. And because they said they understood your pain, they fed you more pain. Now you're not the same. Reevaluating your thought process, having moments of your life, dealing with withdrawals, trying to find yourself, beating yourself up. Now you're not looking insane. Wow. You're trying to mirror yourself, but you can't. The change has already changed in the most toxic ways. You look within the reflection of your mirror, of yourself. You don't love yourself. You can't even recognize yourself. You're saying to yourself, I changed myself and brought pain. Who's gonna pick me up since I ain't feeling the same? Done pushed away everybody that said they loved you, that cared about you. You know, the trauma and the pain. It ain't the same. It's not the same. As far as you can remember your childhood, you just try to remember the good time that you had as a kid. Those moments. Because as you became an adult, all that brought you was pain. Dealing with toxic relationships. Understanding that dysfunctional family members going against you, abusing you, manipulating you, brainwashing you, portraying you to be something that you truly wasn't. Trying to escape the pain. Now you don't feel the same. Wow. How can you be patient with your process? Choosing your best self vision of yourself. When you overlook yourself. Pain. The pain ain't been the same. Because you sure enough changed. In the most toxic way. You seeing that you're becoming toxic within becoming toxic. You feel like it's the norm of the norm. So you overlook it. But those moments you have within yourself of having them withdrawals, you start to feel the pain. You know, when you start to understand that I'm awoke today. I'm up. Yeah, you don't feel the same. That withdrawal had you bent out of shape, trying to find yourself. That's the most uncomfortable pain when it comes to withdrawal. Not everybody's the same. You want to change. You understood the assignment. The change ain't going to be easy. But the pain's going to be uplifted. Putting your best self vision first of yourself. To understand your reflection of yourself in the mirror today. Days when you couldn't even look at your own reflection. To understand the pain. You know, you block the pain out. You looked at the reflection of yourself when you was beating your own self up with words. Trying to exchange words with you're trying to exchange words within words. If you're not even understanding yourself today. You're trying to find yourself. You're finding yourself in the mixed emotions. Within the mixed emotions. You can't cope within coping. You know that withdrawal? It really got you bent out of shape. Because as you continue to try to pick yourself up, you saying, I can't maintain. What am I doing wrong? I ain't been feeling the same. I know I'm sick within being sick, but I just want change. Change in the most healthiest way. As you acknowledge yourself. But you don't know how to be patient with yourself. You're trying to find a self-confidence within yourself to show up for yourself, but just ain't feeling the same. That energy hit different. Can't nobody relate. That's how you feeling. That's how you feel within. Because things ain't been the same. You feel like having conversations with folks, they ain't gonna understand you, they gonna overlook you. Because that's what they've been doing, overlooking you. So you feel like confiding in somebody who's gonna, you don't want nobody going against you with their words now. You just want somebody to be honest with you, not hurt you with their words, because you ain't been feeling the same. You know, the energy hit different. You matter. You are worthy. It's a temporary situation, only if you allow it to be. Becoming your best self vision of yourself is part of God's plan. The enemy don't live here today. And I say that respectfully. Return back to sender. It's a thought process for me. Wow. How you trying to become your best self vision of yourself? And you understood change. With change comes growth. With growth comes true understanding of self. Wow. What a beautiful day. You understood the assignment, what God's assignment plan was for you. To change in the most healthy way. To get in tune to yourself. Leave them substances alone. Leave them people alone that you was running to that you thought was for you. Because they weren't for you, they were against you. It didn't matter if you knew them for years at the end of the day. Ain't no friend of mine gonna allow me to put poison in my body. It's a thought process for me. Ain't no loved one gonna allow me to put poison in my body. It's a thought process for me. How you say you love me, you care about me, and then you allow me to put poison in my body. It's a thought process for me. How they sit there and judge you, but those are the same ones that overlooked you. How could you overlook somebody at the end of the day who was in pain? How could you look over somebody who was willing to change? It's a difference. Knowing your pain. Wow. God is good. God is real. And you matter. You do. Never forget that. Yeah, they said that you're not worthy of yourself. They overlooked you. But stop overlooking yourself. Choosing your best self vision of yourself is very important. You know, God will guide us to better days ahead, and God would send the right people into your journey. That's going to genuinely love you for who you truly are. Genuinely respect you for who you truly are. And not go against you and manipulate your character. And then respect will be a two-way street, not controlling issues. Manipulation. All that toxic behavior don't live here today. The energy hit different. To actually have people around you who are authentically for you. They're not going to understand. But it ain't meant for them to understand. But you chose you. And continue to choose your best self vision of yourself. It's not going to be easy when it comes to change. It's not. But you chose you. You understood the assignment. God's assignment for you. You understood the assignment. God's assignment for you. God said better days ahead. God said better days ahead. God said better days ahead. Choosing you. Because God chose you for another day. So as you look at your reflection of yourself, get in tune to how beautiful you are. Get in tune to how smart you are. Get in tune to how worthy you are. Because you are worthy. The enemy lived in your life for a very long time. The enemy allowed you to feel like you're not supposed to show up for yourself. The enemy showed you that you need to give up today. But God says, I got a better plan for you. I understood what you've been through. I totally understand it. But there are better days ahead. There are. And you matter, you matter, you matter. You matter, you matter, you matter. You do. You matter. All right, now. I'm about to be back on live. I'm about to get off live. I'll be back on live probably in the next 2 hours. I need a break. It's the thought process for me! But I truly appreciate your time. You know, just because someone gave up on you, don't give up on yourself. Just because someone overlooked you, don't give up on yourself. You are genuinely loved by all the right people. You are genuinely respected by all the right people. And you're going to be treated with respect with no malicious intentions to bring harm towards yourself and others around you. Never allow the enemy or hate in disguise or personal malicious intentions psych you out your freedom, your thought process, your eyesight, and your pockets at the end of the day because they have malicious intentions and they don't mean well. Protect your energy because not everybody's having your time. Love yourself, with God's protection every direction. Love yourself, love yourself. Love yourself, with God's protection every direction. God is good and God is real. It's the thought process for me. Now you genuine love, respect. Later.